So you're ready to install your new Flamingo Square gutter system. Awesome. In this explainer, we're going to walk through it from start to finish. By the end, you'll have a super clear, easy-to-follow plan to get the job done right.
Okay, let's dive right in. I know, at first glance, this can look like a whole mess of parts, right? But don't worry, we're going to break this down into simple, logical steps. Let's get our hands dirty.
All right, first things first. Every great project starts with a solid plan. So let's get familiar with the core components you'll be working with.
Here's our lineup. You've got the main gutter itself, which catches the water, the brackets, which are the muscle holding everything up, the joints for connecting sections, a drop outlet to let the water out, stop ends to cap things off, and of course the downpipe to get that water safely to the ground. Let's see how this all comes together.
Okay, it's time to build, and we're starting with the most critical step, installing the support brackets. Seriously, this is the foundation for the entire system. Get this right, and the rest is a breeze.
You know, the secret to a perfect gutter system isn't some complicated engineering feat. It's actually just gravity. That's it. All we have to do is create a tiny, consistent slope, and water has no choice but to go exactly where we want it to.
And here it is, the magic number. You're looking for a slope of just 1 to 3 millimeters for every single meter of gutter. It sounds incredibly small, I know, but trust me, that tiny little angle makes all the difference in the world.
And that's really it. That almost invisible slope does all the heavy lifting. It prevents water from just sitting there and stagnating, and it keeps everything flowing, even in a serious downpour.
Now you've basically got two main types of brackets to choose from. Up top, you see the fascia brackets. Those screw right onto the fascia board at the edge of your roof. And down below, you have the rafter brackets, which, you guessed it, attach directly to the stronger roof rafters.
Okay, pay close attention to these numbers, because this is key to making sure your gutter is rock solid. For fascia brackets, you want them no more than 60 centimeters apart. If you're using the beefier rafter brackets, you can stretch that to 100 centimeters. And here's a pro tip. Always put your first and last brackets 100 millimeters, that's 10 centimeters, in from the end of the eave.
All right, with our brackets securely in place, it's time to build the main channel that's going to carry all that rainwater.
This part is actually pretty satisfying. You just take a section of gutter and hook the back edge into the bracket. Then, roll the front edge down and give it a good firm press until you hear that solid click. So simple.
So what happens when you need to connect two pieces of gutter? Easy. You'll use a gutter joint that has a clamp built right in. All you do is lay the two pieces end to end right inside the brackets, just like you're seeing here.
Then, you just center that joint right underneath where they meet and snap the clamp shut. Now hang on. You'll notice there's a small gap left between the sections. This little space is one of the most important parts of the entire installation. No joke.
This 5 millimeter gap is absolutely essential. See, metal expands when it gets hot and contracts when it gets cold. This little gap gives it room to breathe throughout the year, so your gutters don't end up buckling or warping. It's a small detail that makes a huge difference in the long run.
And to finish off a run, you'll cap it with a stop end. Just apply a good, continuous bead of waterproof sealant inside the cap and then slide it firmly onto the gutter's edge. And that's it. You've got a permanent, watertight seal.
Okay, our main channel's built. Now it's time to create the path for the water to get from the gutter all the way down to the ground.
You'll install a drop outlet at the lowest point of your gutter's slope. You just cut an opening, bend these little metal flaps down to help create a smooth channel, and then the outlet itself just snaps into place from underneath. Super straightforward.
From that drop outlet, it's pretty much like building with Legos. A series of bends and sockets just push fit together, letting you easily route the water flow over to your vertical downpipe. To finish up, you'll use the pipe clips to secure the downpipe to the wall. Just make sure they're spaced no more than 2 meters apart so it's nice and stable. The pipe should end about 200 millimeters, or 20 centimeters, from the ground. That's to make sure it directs water away from your foundation.
And just like that, the installation is complete. Let's take a step back and have a look at the finished system and just recap what we've learned.
And there you have it. You've taken a whole collection of individual parts and turned them into a clean, professional, fully functional system that's going to protect your home for years to come.
By following these core principles, getting that slope right, spacing the brackets correctly, and leaving that all-important expansion gap, you have all the knowledge you need to pull off a pro-quality installation. You are ready to control the flow.